Hi, welcome to the Town of Ellington's show today. But I want to welcome everybody and thank you for taking the time to watch this. I try to make it interesting working with our local businesses. With me today, I have Tracy French, who is the owner of Ellington Racquet Club, and Justin
Fry.
And you are
I'm one of the tennis instructors in the tennis department at the Ellington Racquet Club.
Great. Thank you so much. But first, I got to tell you, did you watch the game last night?
Did not watch the game, but I heard the results.
Ellington High School basketball team, congratulations. Everybody in town is so thrilled. And you are undefeated, 27-0, since 1972. And last night it was 55-34. They played at Mohegan Sun. And everybody in town is so proud of you. Thank you so much for doing a wonderful job. Now we'll talk about tennis. So, Tracy, what got you into wanting to open up a tennis building facility?
Tennis facility. Well, a few years back, I was, during COVID, everyone's looking for something new to do. I started taking a professional tennis management certification course. And the final class in the program was a business class, and I had to do a business plan. So, of course, I couldn't go small. It could have been, a pro shop. It could have been a small tournament. But I went big and decided to do a plan on how to start a facility. And through that research, I found that there really was a need in the area. Between here and Providence and up north towards Sturbridge, there's no facilities for tennis. Obviously, there's pickleball facilities. They're popping up everywhere, but pickleball is so huge. It's needed. But the tennis facility was really, there was a need, and that's how I got started.
So how did you determine, it's a big, beautiful building, and it's located on Lower Butcher Road.
Between Agway and Giuliano's.
You can't miss it. It's a big, very nice building. But it's not just tennis, there's also pickleball courts. So how many tennis and how many pickleball courts do you have?
There's 4 tennis courts and 4 pickleball courts. And they're separate, entirely separate, which makes us unique. Most of the other facilities in the area share the tennis and pickleball courts. They paint the lines on the courts. So that means the tennis and pickleball players have to work together to find court time. Whereas at Ellington Racquet Club, you can come in and play pickleball anytime. You can play tennis anytime. You don't have to wait for your turn.
Now, do you take memberships, or how does...
We do have memberships, but we are open to everyone. Memberships, obviously, you have benefits to that. You've got lower costs for court rentals. You get discounts on clinics, any kind of social events we do. We have discounts, but the general public is welcome to come in anytime. Like I said, it's just a little bit higher price point for court rentals, but we are open to everyone.
That's great. So I imagine you have changing rooms, and what else do you...
We have a full locker room with showers. We've got some great sitting areas. We've got a kitchenette area with a refrigerator and a microwave and sink. So if you want to hang out after your match, have a drink, have a snack, hang out with your friends and just chat. We've got some great comfortable seating, some tables for sitting. We've done some social events. People bring potluck meals, and everybody just kind of hangs out in that sitting area and socializes.
It's very inviting when you walk in. It's really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, they did a great job. It's, the colors and everything are really nice and inviting.
Now, do you stay busy?
Oh, yes. I'm plenty busy. Between all of our programming for juniors, adults, doing evaluations free for new members. We've got plenty of business so far.
Now, I also noticed that you string rackets there.
We do. We have I'll call it a mini pro shop at this point. We've got some items for sale, but we do stringing right at the facility, which is great because you can get turned around, you can get your racket dropped off and strung really within 24 hours, which is, really helpful for people who only have one racket. A lot of people do carry a second racket once they get into the higher levels of playing. But the quick turnaround is really great, and having the stringing machine right there is very helpful.
So I know some things are like fishing and things are PSI or whatever, but how do you know how tight how's that work?
The rackets actually come with a recommendation on them. It's the tension that they use to measure it, and it gives it like a tighter feel or a softer feel on the racket. Depending on what kind of strings you use, it can give you more control or more power. So how we determine that, like I said, the tension is on the racket, it gives a recommendation. A lot of it's personal player preference. And obviously our pros that do the stringing have an expansive background on what is best for different players. Some players have issues with their arms or elbows, and we can adjust the string and the tension to help alleviate that.
I think mine has a hole in it. Ball keeps going by.
That's funny.
So,
I've heard that. Not about you specifically,
oh,
but
sure. Now, how about like we're coming into spring and then summer? What do you have going on like for spring and summer? Clinics, or do you offer it for adults, children?
we offer clinics for everyone, adults, children, beginners, seasoned players. We talked about some of this. We offer USTA leagues, which is a competitive level of play where you play against other clubs in the area. But coming into spring, right now we're offering a high school boot camp to help the high school players prepare for their tryouts, which will start in a week. And in the summer, we're going to be doing summer camps. We've got both junior tennis summer camps and junior pickleball camps. We're partnering with both Adidas and Nike to offer those.
Wow, that's great. So are they like an hour long, or how do the camps work?
Camps can run anywhere from 9 to 12 for the younger kids, or 1 to 3. For the more experienced players, we do have camps that run from 9 straight through until 3 p.m.
Oh, that's great.
It can be a long day.
Yeah, you're going to be very busy this summer then.
Yes, that's what we're hoping.
That's
we're hoping to
great.
get plenty of people in there, especially the junior pickleball. That's going to be new. Not many people in the area do that, so we're hoping that we are able to draw on that.
And really, we don't have too many pickleball courts. The only ones we have are 2 at Tedford, and we put a new one in at the senior center. But that's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not much for all the people that want to play.
Right.
Right. So they're welcome to come in and
I think
play
it's
at
so
Ellington.
great. You know, you could play all year round. A day like today that's drizzly and overcast and everything else. And once it's cold, I mean, just to go in there, that's great.
Yeah.
It is, and the conditions are really wonderful. It's a state-of-the-art facility that Tracy has built for the community, which is really wonderful. But the lighting is terrific. It's LED lighting with no shadows on any of the courts whatsoever. There's plenty of room for tossing up high lobs. There's lots of room between courts and also in the back of the court. And there are curtains so you don't bother other people. The balls stay on your court. But the facility is the best in the area. It's really wonderful. And Tracy's too modest to probably say it, so I'm going to.
No, I agree. It's really a big asset to the town to have something like that.
It is. And whether you want to use the club socially to meet new people, begin playing a sport that you've never played before and get lessons, or whether you're an advanced player looking to sharpen your teeth and in competition, we have all kinds of options for every type of player and every age and ability level.
Now, if I wanted to play, how long do I have to wait before I play? Like if I sign up, say it's Monday, and I'd like to play on Wednesday, is that possible, or I have to wait another week, or?
No, you can pretty much get in when you want. We do have some parameters that the members get priority booking, but it's fairly open at this time. So especially with spring coming, people are starting to move outside, so there's plenty of court space.
Oh, that's great though.
But one program that we have that's great for beginners is called our Quick Start program. So if you've never played tennis before, you can come in 4 weeks. We'll get you going from not having played to being able to play a game, knowing how to keep score.
Wow.
I think.
Boy, that's really great.
Yes, and there's a quick stroke, I believe 1 and 2, and by the time that you're done with the quick stroke 2, you'll be given a rating.
A USTA rating. So that's basically, it tells you what level of play you're at. It ranges from 2.5 straight up to, what's it called, 8?
Yep.
7.0. We're the
7.0.
pros.
Yeah, and what it does is it helps us curate groups so that people remain at the same ability level. So if you're a really competitive player, you can have lots of really competitive players around you to play. Same thing if you're just beginning the sport, you're not put with people that will be really competitive. You're put with people that are also learning the sport. So the groups are really well curated. People that are just beginning should not feel ashamed or afraid, no matter their body type, their experience, anything like that, their fitness level. Our pros are very experienced working with any type of person to have them enjoy racket sports, whether it be pickleball or tennis or ping pong. But yeah, the club is very inclusive, and we want everyone to feel that they can come and whether they're an expert player, they'll have people to play against at this club. And whether they're a ranked beginner, they'll also have people to play against at this club.
I also noticed that you had a picture of the staffing.
So we've got Ryan Foster, who's our tennis director.
Mhm.
He kind of organizes everything, keeps the pros on where they need to be, when they need to be there. We have Scott Barker, Teresa Burkett. She's our newest hire. She's fabulous. Very strong tennis background. She played semi-professional. And of course, we've got Justin, and we have Joseph Z, who's our pickleball pro.
Boy, that's a lot of people
Yeah.
to have on staff.
What's nice is it's a diverse group of people. So some people are younger and can hit the ball extremely hard, and some people are older and have a lot of experience. I myself have been a tennis instructor in at least 10 different clubs. And I must say that the Ellington Racket Club right now has been my favorite club that I've taught at. And I've been at a lot of other clubs. But the nucleus of pros in this tennis department, I think the Ellington Racket Club boasts one of the best tennis departments in all of New England. We have pros that are very experienced. And we also have a junior program that uses Rogi, which is what the USTA espouses, that we use red, orange, green, and then yellow tennis balls to ramp juniors up to play. So we try to do things the USTA way at the Ellington Racket Club.
Boy, that's wonderful. I just can't believe you do all that stuff.
You know, there's just so many levels of play, you know, when you've got the beginners for adults and children, that you need to have a lot of options, especially to help people feel like they can fit in and find a place where they belong. Like Justin was mentioning, getting the right ratings. So when you're in a group or in a group clinic, that you all fit together and are on the same level of play so that you can really learn from each other, learn from the pro, and work together to develop your game.
So do you interact a little bit with the high school tennis players at all?
So interesting question. I'm actually the girls' high school tennis coach.
Oh,
So yes, I've had a lot of the players have been in doing clinics, which is great. I do have to be careful. You know, there are guidelines, CIAC guidelines. I can't be coaching off season. So I am not one of the teaching pros. I don't coach. If you see me there, I'm going to be at the front desk or in my office doing that kind of thing. But yeah, we've had a lot of the high school players in. It's been really great to see that.
how many kids do the high school have on their team?
So another interesting question. Last year I had, I believe, 31 players on the team.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It was actually too much. We have been known for being a no-cut team. And unfortunately this year, if we have the same amount of girls come out, I am going to have to do cuts because it just wasn't fair to anyone, the beginners or the seasoned players. They just weren't able to get the instruction and the guidance that they needed. So that's our big sad news for the high school team this year.
Too bad you couldn't break them up into 2 different divisions or something.
It would be great. You know, we have 4 courts to work with at the high school, so it's really important to not have too many people on the court. And because we have the 4 courts, we split time with the boys. So practice is already run from 2:30 until 6:30 every day. So even to split them, we've got great new lights that are fabulous at the tennis courts. You know, but then you also need coaching.
Now you could work around the clock.
I could. I could work all morning at the club and go and,
There you
and
go.
coach after school all day. So
You'll be as thin as a rail when you're done.
It's true.
yeah.
So what other Like, do you have packages to offer to people, specials, or what?
Well, I know we have family memberships and individual memberships
Mm-hmm.
as far as packages. I believe that once someone becomes a member, they're free to do pickleball, tennis, ping pong, whatever the club has to offer. So there aren't really packages. As far as packages for clinics, yes, you can buy a 4-week or an 8-week package for various clinics that we run. But Tracy, you may be better able to answer the question about packages than I.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's any sort of package. We have our different membership tiers, like Justin mentioned, the single adult, juniors, the family, and we offer the clinics. The clinics generally range in sessions, so our upcoming sessions are 9 and 10-week sessions starting this week.
Another package that we do offer, though, is time slots. So if you have a regular partner and you want that particular time, like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and you're going to meet your partner, you can pay for the whole season and get a discount, I believe.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Just to be consistent.
Yeah, so you can buy blocks of time at a package deal.
Boy, that's
a big commitment.
yeah.
But it saves money. If you know that you have a regular partner and you really enjoy playing, it's a good way to save money by buying the whole block.
And you can play all year round.
Yep.
Or you could have a group, like we have a group of men that play every Thursday night from 8 to 9:30, and they've got that court. They've had it since we've opened in October, and it's going to run right through May. And they've got a group of rotating men that come in and play.
That's great.
That is great.
Yeah.
It
Now,
really is.
what's the youngest you'll let on the courts?
That's a great question for Justin. He's got a group.
Well, I just evaluated a young boy named Charlie who was under 3 years old. He was about to turn 3, and he was incredibly focused. He did really well. So I've actually placed him into a group with 2 other boys that I teach that I think are around 4 or 5. And I think it'll be really good for Charlie because he's younger to be playing with kids that are a little bit older. But I wouldn't do it if he didn't have really good focus. In fact, I feel his focus is as good as the other kids in that class.
You can make it over the net.
Yeah. Yes. And so I think he'll be able to keep up with everything that these other kids are doing. But that's about the age that I love when parents start kids on racket time sports when they're really young. Much like skiing, I think that there's a big advantage to learning something before you're
Scared?
grown. Yeah. Before you're scared. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really love teaching young kids. I must say it's a passion of mine.
Okay, now let's flip it on the other side. How about the oldest?
You know what? The oldest people we teach, boy, I teach a lot of older people. It is a lifetime sport. And so one example I would give is Larry Wilson, who is older, but in incredible shape. I mean, he's just a joy to teach. One, he's still very malleable mentally. He will try new things. I told him to change his grip on something, and he did it. And he's close to 70. So I love his energy and enthusiasm, both he and
70's
his
not
wife.
that old, you know.
I know. Oh, I know. But that's the thing. It's a lifetime sport. So you can literally play tennis late. I don't look at Larry as old. He can still do a 6-minute plank. So Larry's in incredible shape. And he's an example, a model to me of how, even though we all feel the infirmities of old age, attitude is everything.
You must meet a lot of new people coming through.
So many new people. And it's great. I love having the people come in. They're getting excited about what kind of classes they can take. They get excited about just getting out on the courts and hitting the ball and just knowing that they can still participate. And like Justin said, it's really is a lifelong sport. I've played with people in their 80s. One of the women that works for us, her mother still plays. I believe she's 92.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that's a little older.
Yeah.
We'll give her that one.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you asked who was the oldest at our club.
Right. Right.
Larry's one of the.
And there's plenty of parking. It's very easy to park right close to the building. You don't have to walk 10 miles to get to the door, and
That's right.
everything's right there.
There's plenty of parking. What I love is that both in the front area, if you're waiting because someone's talking to membership, there are comfortable chairs and sofas that line these picture windows that look onto the courts. So it's really beautiful to just come in. We have free Wi-Fi, we have snack machines, we have really comfortable seating, and there are these huge windows that you can look out and watch people play tennis or pickleball, which is really nice for when you're done playing or before you get there. Just meeting friends before you play.
Boy, that's It's just amazing how it just evolved so much, but you must have put a ton of research into everything.
Oh, so much. It took so much time. And even now, it's constantly evolving. You know, what kind of clinics can you offer? What are people looking for? People come in asking for, we have someone coming in, they wanted just a refresher course on pickleball. They didn't want the whole clinic. And we're able to offer that for them. Our pickleball pro is very flexible. He's willing to pretty much do whatever people ask for. I did want to go back and make one comment on when you asked about the youngest player.
Yeah.
And you commented on getting the ball over the net. One of the things that we have the advantage of,
Drop the nets.
not drop the nets, but the pickleball courts are this Rogie program that Justin mentioned through USTA, the red ball. The Rogie stands for red, orange, yellow, green and yellow ball. The pickleball courts are smaller and the nets are 2 inches lower than a regular tennis court. So that's actually where Justin teaches the younger kids. So they've got the advantage of having a little bit lower net, a smaller court. They use smaller rackets, low compression balls.
Oh, that's nice.
The low compression balls are very important because a yellow tennis ball for a child, the ball's going to be above their head because that's where an adult would have it. So for kids learning the sport of tennis, these low compression balls are just a game changer. And that's why I'm so excited that Tracy has developed exactly as the USTA has written it, our junior program with the Rogie balls, because the red ball is 25% larger than a tennis ball.
Like a wiffle ball?
No, it's not a wiffle ball. They have air in them. The pickleball is actually a wiffle ball type ball. It's a plastic ball with holes in it. But the Rogie program, the red ball is about 25% larger and it has 75% less air. Then you jump to the orange ball, which is the same size as a regular tennis ball, but has half the air. And then the green dot has 25% less air, or 75% of the air, as a regular tennis ball. And then you have the regular tennis ball. And those are designed so as kids grow, the point of contact is going to be a comfortable place for them, where it would not be if they were using fast, fully compressed yellow tennis balls right from out of the gates. That would be very difficult. It would not be inclusive. Kids would get frustrated, and it wouldn't be fun for an instructor or a student. The Rogie program is really game-changing for developing young kids into good tennis players.
Now, if you walked in and you didn't have anything, can you purchase balls and rackets and things like that there?
Absolutely. We have demo rackets in our pro shop. We also have rackets for sale. So we had a woman come in yesterday who's trying tennis, coming back to it. She didn't have a racket, so she used one of our demo rackets. If you're coming in just to play a match with a friend, we have balls that you can purchase. We even have the goggles for the pickleball, because we do recommend you wear goggles when you play pickleball.
Really?
The ball moves fast and it's hard. It's like you said earlier, it's very much like a wiffle ball.
Yep.
And it moves fast.
Huh.
And there's a lot of play right at the net in pickleball.
Yes.
So we do strongly recommend you wear goggles.
Protective eyewear is important when you're so close together. In a pickleball court, unlike a tennis court, the players are playing really close together. And although that the rackets aren't as long, the paddle is pretty much right above your hand, you can still hit a plastic wiffle ball, pickleball, very hard. And so, yeah, protective eyewear is important.
Wow. So you have all that there.
Yes.
We have it all there.
Boy, that is great. You didn't miss out on anything. You got snacks, you got the things that you need. It's great.
Well,
It is really wonderful. I'm going to say this because Tracy probably won't, but it's wonderful that she has invested in this community to build this state-of-the-art facility. And we are hoping that while we have really good programming in place for both pickleball and tennis, we'd really like the community to help support Tracy and come out. We really want to develop our programs and make them as robust and thriving as possible. And while we're off to a great start, I would implore all people that are interested in learning pickleball and tennis for the first time to get a lesson. Our staff is great. I think we boast one of the best tennis departments in all of New England. So whether someone's having a problem, like they've determined that their second serve is a liability and they want to make it a strength, we can help with that. If someone's backhand has the check engine light on for 2 weeks straight, we can help with that. Whatever someone needs help with in their game, whether they're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced player, we have the staff that can help anybody, both in tennis and pickleball. So we just hope that the community uses the facilities that Tracy has so generously provided.
I think once people know what you have to offer, I mean, it's wonderful. Even just somebody to brush up on their game or learn from the beginning how to play it correctly
Right.
is huge.
It is huge. It is huge. And it's so nice that we have these family memberships because it's a really wonderful place. I'm lucky. I'll say this. I have an identical twin brother, and my father, when I was the age of 5, bought us both, this will date me, but Jack Kramer wooden tennis rackets. And then after we were 5 years old, he would take us out on the tennis courts and he would feed balls. And we belonged to a tennis club. And my brother and I would go to this tennis club and play tennis with my father, who has passed. But some of the best memories that I have of my childhood involved the tennis club that my father would take us to and feeding tennis balls with my brother and I. And so hopefully the club that Tracy has built gives this whole community the same type of memories that I have from my childhood where I was learning at a tennis club, because those are really fond memories for me. So,
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Do you have any final thing that you want to say, or appreciate having both of you on our show
Yeah,
and
thank you.
opening up of what we have down on Lower Butcher Road as far as our racket club and everything and what you have to offer. There's so much, and there's basically something for everybody.
There really is.
there is. Lori, I'm so glad that you asked us to come down and talk about the Ellington Racket Club.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thrilled. No,
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us. We
really
appreciate
appreciate it.
Oh.
Yes.
it's my pleasure. And another shout out to the Ellington High School basketball boys. What a fantastic job you did. And the whole town was rooting for you. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.